What's up, y'all? Welcome to episode 34 of Music in the Minor League. This week we're joined by Tara Miller and Alex Schultz of Rock Bottom String Band. We're big fans of the Rock Bottom String Band. We first found them during the pandemic. We were part of As a Crow Flies online music festival, and they closed it out and blew us away. We've been looking forward to talking to them since we started the podcast. We played with them a few times over the years, and it's always a great time. They're a great, one of those special bands that can play some party tunes, but also really have a message to their music. Their new album is called Always Forward, Never Straight, which kind of sums up the band and how crazy it gets. Again, we just love the band. We know you're going to enjoy the conversation. We really had a good time talking to Alex and Tara. Before we get to the interview, we're going to do a little bit of housekeeping stuff. First thing is, Rock Bottom's on the road. So if you're listening to this, it is the 31st of January. Tonight, they're playing the Blue Canoe in Tupelo, Mississippi. Tomorrow, they're playing Druid City Brewing in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. As of now, they don't have a date for the 2nd, but they're trying to find something in Huntsville. On the 3rd of February, they're at Legion Gardens in Birmingham, Alabama. On the 5th of February, they're at Sank Rock Tavern in New Orleans, Louisiana. Trying to find some shows on the 6th and 7th in Baton Rouge and Lafayette. Then February 8th, they're going to be at Natchez Brewing Company in Port Natchez, Texas, hometown of our very own Kim. And to close it out, they're going to be at Black Magic Social Club here in Houston on February the 9th with Shame on Me. So you can come out and see two killer bands we had featured on this season, man. It'll be a good one. As for us, we're not playing any shows in February. I got to go have some teeth ripped out. So we pre-recorded a bunch of episodes. So we're just going to be hanging around. We got a new single coming out on Friday. This one's called Last Night in Kansas. Hope you dig it. That's really all we got. We'll be returning in March on March 9th. Well, March 8th, our new album will be released online. We have it in CD. The pressing plant says we'll get it. We'll see. We're kind of losing faith in that, even because we're already a month plus from when we were supposed to have it initially. So we'll see. But it'll be out in the world. You can give it a listen. And the next night on March 9th, we'll be doing a full band show at the Old Quarter Acoustic Cafe. We'll have all three of us with Rebecca from Grifters and Chills on bass, and Joel from the Old Quarter will be our drummer. Practices have been going good. It sounds great. We're really stoked for it. So go find those tickets on the Old Quarter website and come see our first ever full band show. We're really excited for that. Then on March 23rd, we'll be at Fredonia Brewing Company in Nacogdoches. And on March 30th, we'll be doing our hometown release show at Black Magic Social Club with Grifters and Chills and Shame on Me. That's going to be one we're really looking forward to. So mark those calendars and come hang out. At March 30th show will also be Kim's birthday party. Come hang and let's have some fun. Real quick, as always, if you like the podcast, share it with friends, tell some folks about it. If you're in a band that hears it and you want to talk to us, hit us up. We'd love to talk to you. We got some openings coming up, and I think that about does it, man. So let's cut it and let's get to the show. Up now is the first song off of Rock Bottom String Band's new album, Always Forward, Never Straight. This one is a jam. This one's called In This Life. Hope you dig it. We'll see you on the other side with the interview. Later.
Beginning and the easy road to walk is paved with sin. It's hard to keep on running when you're not winning, to work twice as hard just to break even. That everything gets fine, just like this. Because it doesn't happen to you doesn't mean it ain't happening. Now I've lived a life or two behind this skin. you love. You will have to
Welcome to this week's episode of Music in the Minor League. Today we are here with Tara Miller and Alex Schultz of the Rock Bottom String Band. We've been fortunate enough to see the Rock Bottom String Band multiple times. Actually played a couple times with them, which was great. We did like an online festival during the pandemic, during the shutdown. And being the person I am, just like I am at a real show, I'm like, I'm going to watch the whole damn thing because we're on the bill. We should support everybody. Mm-hmm. And there were all these, folks gathered around. I believe at the time it was Tara's living room playing. And I was just like, okay, we'll watch them. They seem cool. And then they kicked in. I was like, oh my God, this is like really good. So then after that, I was like, I love these people and I want to see them. And John and them were like, we know them. I'm like, whatever, you think you're cool. But now here we are after years of knowing them and we're talking to them now. And that was our great awkward intro that we love to have. So thank y'all for coming in.
I'll make it less awkward. That y'all are the only band that I remember from that entire marathon of bands.
Dang, that's sweet, y'all.
I was
Thank
like,
you.
wow. Really good.
Was that like a recent car thing or something, man? That the guy,
as a crow flies or whatever or something.
Oh, yeah.
The second one, I think whatever it was. But
I think it was As the Crow Flies.
And I think y'all were like the last one on the Sunday, and it was just like, all right, this is it. Then I was like, oh man, they went and did some crazy stuff. Plus, like all three people, all the different vocalists and like all the harmonies and stuff, which Kim has taught me to appreciate in music by being like, oh man, that sounds really good. You can harmonize with people. So that's a lot of cool stuff.
Awesome.
Well, I'm glad it came off good because those things, man, those online things suck.
Yeah, there's no feedback at all. Like you don't know how people are taking it. Just know in our house we were like, holy shit, you guys were amazing.
It was like, Kim, come in here. You got to see this.
Yeah.
We would all get in a huge fight, like trying to set up that stuff.
Nice.
All right. Like before every single one of them, we'd have a different problem. We would just be like bickering and after each other and be like, oh, here we are. Oh, yeah. We're Rock Bottom String Band. We're having a great time here.
We're best friends forever.
Well, and that was still back in the beginning when you were doing live streams on Facebook and something would go wrong inevitably and you would cut off like halfway during your set and you wouldn't know because you're all playing and it was a hot mess back then.
Or play like a whole song and you didn't even have sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't know.
You had
you don't know.
Or even better, you're asking people, does everything look okay? Like, sure. Then on the replay, it's like, everything sounds great, but it's like the Devo thing happening. Like, oh my God, it's like every 10th frames drop. Like, great. Thanks, y'all.
It's a moving picture show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How are y'all doing that? How are y'all?
Better now. 'Cause you guys are all moving in real time for us. So
yeah, like Alex said, that was a frustrating time. Like I would not want to have to go back to that life. If we had to keep playing music, sure. But man, we had to it was a lot of YouTube, a lot of getting together beforehand. Like we would get together like 3 hours before the show and try to run stuff and make sure it all worked. And then of course, right before we're about to actually go on, something else would happen, a different problem. But that was a humbling experience in music.
We all learned to be tech savvy.
I'll say we all got it. We like video production people. It just taught everybody like, all right, now that's something else we can do.
Yeah, we should be able to add that to our resumes now.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Right. LinkedIn account here.
Don't want to do it again full time, but we have experience.
Pandemic production manager. There you go.
Boom.
Nice.
Yeah, that's how we found you guys. How did you guys find each other?
Wow, we're going right to it because y'all are the. If I recall correctly, like y'all two are the founding members. I think Matt came in like weeks later or something, but y'all were like the parents of the Rock Bottom String Band.
The parents.
Masaminos. You want to tell time, Mom?
Sure, Paul. Well, I was dating this girl from the hill country at the time, and she told me she had a friend that played music. And she knew that I had played drums and guitar and stuff like that. I started playing music like super young. My parents got me a drum set when I was like 5, a Muppet Baby drum set.
Wow. And
it was so rad. I don't remember much about like if I like grooved on it or anything, but I remember destroying it, like busting the heads and stuff. But yeah, so she had hollered and was like, hey, we're going to go over to their house. And he has a drum set in his house and some other musicians are going to be there. There's going to be a hobo. So be okay, like a real life hobo. And he'll probably want to like bum a drink and all this stuff. So be aware. And I was like, okay. And so go over and Alex was there. He looked a lot different. Super, super short hair, super long sleeves. And his wife, I think y'all just got married, right? Y'all were like months in or a year maybe?
Yeah, we were probably married for like 6 months or so.
Okay.
Yeah, brand new. And we just jammed, hung out together. We got drunk and just had a good time. And Acorn, he was our old mandolin player, was there. And Moose, he was our old bass player. It was his place. And Schultz, and we just jammed. I was on drum set and I don't remember what we played.
Man,
but yeah.
I think there was like a Hill Country Baby wasn't a song yet, right? It was like Weary Rider probably was a song by that. It wasn't? I thought we had that one on.
I don't remember.
Yeah, a long time ago. Should I go now?
Well,
Yeah, go for it.
Is that how podcasting works?
Right. This is like the real married couple thing. I mean, being in a band, it's basically the same. So it's that kind of like, let me tell my version of what actually happened.
Yeah.
Wait, so is it weird that I was fully prepared for Alex to be the hobo?
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, no.
I used to be an upstanding citizen, a productive member of society. All right, I used to be. It was the band is about 11 years old now, so it was like 2013. It was wintertime. I had known Moose, the first bass player, through mutual friends, and me and him had been jamming around a little bit, and Mel and Tara would come hang out. I think there was at some point we were like, I think the words got said like, we're starting a string band. So how do you feel about the washboard? And Tara used to always show up to jams and stuff with, that was back in the day when she was drinking those 40-ounce Mickeys on the reg, so she's scratching the washboard and just reaches down. You were playing with spoons the whole time, right? Never thimble or anything. So not a thimble player, but reach down and just give it one of those like ding, 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 ding on the 40 every once in a while. We're like, whoa, like blowing our minds with
magical.
That. So, that has since gotten just way out of control. But yeah, and so it was the four of us, and then Acorn had a traveling friend that he was like, she plays fiddle. I think we had 3 songs at that time, and he's like, she plays fiddle and she's got 3 songs, so maybe we should invite her to come jam. And that ended up being Mackenzie. She came and played one time. I think in a little apartment we were living in. Me and Kristen were living in that little apartment. We're like outside on a picnic table because we couldn't even fit everybody in the apartment.
Right.
But Mac came and played a little bit of fiddle with us, and we were like, well, you're in our band now. Like, I don't think we even gave her a choice. I mean, maybe you guys can have her on a different time and she could tell you a different version. But yeah, so then we had 6 songs, but yeah, it was pretty organic. Like, we weren't like, putting out a call for musicians or, really anything like that. It was just kind of like friends of friends, and jams turned into presses. And then our very first show was busking the street corner of the San Marcos Square while there was a festival going on, and we had those 6 songs that we knew, and we played those 6 songs for I think like 2.5 hours.
It was a minute. God.
Well, you had a good turnover in the audience, so everyone's like, oh man, it's great.
We had some friends and family there that were kind of hanging out the whole time, but for some reason or another, the audience was turning over pretty quick.
I mean,
I think we made like I think it was something like $60 and like a pack of smokes somebody threw in.
Yeah.
nice.
So
We were so stoked.
That's what I say. A pack is like, that's pretty good. I mean, a couple of Lucy's in there, but you throw in a whole pack. That's
there was I think there might have been a few missing out of it, but
Still.
But yeah, there's pictures of all that too, man. We can still dig up pictures of that day,
That's
so
awesome.
it's pretty cool.
So y'all
Yeah.
just started jamming together, and then you were like, we should be in a band together.
Kinda.
Yeah. Oh, we had so many friends that were musicians too, and like there was this local spot in San Marcos called the Triple Crown that like they just had music. They had music every day for like 19 years or something. And we were just like, man, we want to go. If we play music, they'll give us drink tickets. So we get to like play music and they'll pay us and we get free booze. So it was like, that was our goal, really. And then it was like, well, shit, let's see if we can do this in Fort Worth. And then it was like, oh, well, let's see if we can go somewhere else. And it's just kind of like,
and now it's like y'all go nationwide. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can remember that first time going out of town to Fort Worth, and we played the show and we crashed at somebody's house, and I was just like, man, I want to keep on going. It was over, so but
Do you feel that same way now when you get home in the bus and it's
yes.
Yeah. I think there's always some point where I'm like, yeah, I'm ready to go home.
And then you're home for a day and you're like, all right, I slept in my bed. I got one good night of sleep. Let's go again.
Yeah.
Let's go back.
I'm not gonna lie, like that. It's like that.
Maybe that's how we should plan our tours.
What, like do like a figure eight where it's like one night, sleep in our bed, go back out?
No, a few nights away.
Well, yeah, I got pretty comfortable on my air mattress. I love sleeping on that thing. And so like I try to make it as comfy as possible, and like that way, if I have to sleep on the air mattress or there's, floor space or something like that, still aiming to get a good night's sleep, because that will straight up mess you up if you don't get good sleep. There's nights where we've had to stay on the van or the bus, and it just makes it so horrible. Like
it's really bad.
Yeah, everybody's mad at each other. Everybody stinks. Like nobody wants to sleep with their shoes on, but you have to because we stink.
Right. We on the tour for like a week. Like we're gross.
Yeah.
That's always, I don't know, for us, always a tough thing too is like the times we stay with a lot of people. We stay with people who aren't musicians. It's always tough because it's like, dude, you're coming to the house. We are going to rage tonight. And it's like, man, I'd really just like to, like, we have to be up at 8 a.m. to drive 7 hours the next show. No, dude, like, friends are coming. We're going to party. It's like the bar closed at 1. It's like, we can't just stay up all night.
Right.
Oh,
We'd
we
really
are.
rather do this over breakfast, but okay.
Oh, yeah. 7 hours is too far, man.
Yeah.
7 hours is too far. We try to keep it at 3.
Yeah.
3
I
a day.
understand.
But then when you go west, when you go the wester way,
It is tough.
that's the problem with us. It's like anytime you try to go anywhere west of Texas, it's like, oh God.
Oh yeah,
It's
touring
a
out of
6-hour drive.
Texas or southern Texas, anywhere in Texas really is rough. So you need to get out. There's only a few ways out. So
Yep.
You are kind of more interior, I guess. I don't know, man, because San Marcos, you're still a pretty good haul from that area up to Dallas, because like we're like 5 from here, 4.5.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's like that whole drive is like getting out of Texas. It's like, please just
Right.
get out of Texas.
yep, it's going to take you a good 5 hours if you're headed north. So
Right, it's like Oklahoma City's like 7 hours, 6.5 hours, and it's like 90% of that you're in Texas. Little Rock the same. It's just like, how long are we in Texas? Like,
Forever.
So many.
if only we lived in Dallas where you could just jump in and out and it'd be okay.
Not today. After that ass whooping they got yesterday on the football team.
Yeah, we won't. It's still fresh. We don't need to. I don't know. This is going to come out a few weeks from now anyway, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Be like, ha, 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 ha. It's always like,
Don't worry.
my family were all like huge Cowboy fans. My dad was like a Tech Houston guy and everything. So I'm just like, yeah, Cowboys suck. It was also my contrarian, childhood thing. My family likes this. It sucks. So
Yeah, my boy's like that right now.
whatever dad likes sucks. Like, I'm going to be different. Me and dad going at it with each other. Yeah, it's a good way to be. But yeah, that was my...
Your dad was not into music, was he?
He was, but I mean, again, my dad was really old, so his thing was like, he
That's right.
listened to like, dude, have you heard this jazz record? And it's like, at 10 years old, it was kind of like, cool. Yeah, this is great.
Why aren't they playing right?
I did not appreciate John Coltrane at 10 years old like I do now. It was like very much like But put on the Don't Worry, Be Happy song again. That was way more my speed. Like, there's a hook. This isn't just like, why is that dude playing, a horn all weird? This is, like this. Paula Abdul has a cat in her video. That's cool, Dad.
We are the MTV generation.
I'm trying to remember what I listened to at 10 years old. It wasn't anything to be proud about. It was like...
No, it was whatever was on MTV.
Prince. I mean, I did have the Batman soundtrack.
Yeah.
It blew me away.
Yes.
Batman.
Dude, that was a great soundtrack.
That was my introduction to Prince. Was like, oh my God. This song is the song that's playing when the Joker's tearing stuff up. And it's...
So like the 1989 Batman soundtrack, that one?
Yeah.
Good one.
One of my first CDs was the Batman Forever soundtrack, the one with like Steel and
Kiss from a Rose. Yes.
And the Kiss from a Rose song on there. Mm-hmm. But it had, I love that CD. It had Method Man was on there, like doing a song about the Riddler, man. That song is a banger still.
It also had the song by the Smashing Pumpkins with the drummer from Filter too. Remember that?
Yeah.
Oh.
It had a Flaming Lips song on there. That was great. Love that album, man.
I think I just realized that like soundtracks were what is that stupid brand they have now? Everybody listens to the compilation CDs.
I don't know.
That's what I call music?
That's what I call music.
Okay,
Yeah.
that is not, darling.
Yes,
that was probably
those are
10 years
soundtracks.
ago when those were even a thing.
They're not a thing anymore?
It's called the playlist now.
Oh,
Spotify playlist now.
those.
Do it.
Okay, they were our Spotify playlist.
Because we all just put them in the CD player in our car and jam out to the
That's true.
to the
We
now.
really
That's
do
what I
that
call.
anymore.
What are they on 115 now?
Wow.
Sorry, we have to make fun of Nana
I had
sometimes.
Now That's What I Call Music 3, and the Kiss from a Rose was on that CD.
There you go.
So I was bumping that. We were same space.
Yeah, I am older though, so I guess maybe soundtracks were my...
Oh, dude, soundtracks used to be a
Definitely.
big deal. I mean,
Oh yeah.
We listened to Steve Turner's book on the last tour where from Bud Honey. He was talking about the big thing when they came in and got to do the song for, what was it, Judgment Night with them and Sir Mix-a-Lot. And he's like, yeah, we figured we'd just like work out one riff and Sir Mix-a-Lot would come in and just like, whatever, dude. And then he's like, comes in and he's like, nah, man, what if we did something like this? And starts like playing with them, like actually practicing with them. They're like, oh, okay, cool. Like, yeah, we're actually going to do some stuff together. We're going to work a song out together. It's not just, we came up with a riff and then we'll just give it to you and come back. It was like, nah.
I would say that's probably how I learned more than just like the 80s pop genre of music is through soundtracks.
Yeah, I mean, Crow
Rap.
soundtrack was a great one for us,
Yeah.
for the elder folks.
Ooh.
There was
Yeah.
definitely no rap in my household, so...
There was a very popular Rush Hour soundtrack when I was a kid. That movie with
Oh yeah,
Chris Tucker.
that soundtrack was like going around my middle school, man. Like burned copies and stuff of it, man. That was a hot one.
Yeah. I had the Dazed and Confused soundtrack.
There you go.
There you go.
And that one, I had my drums set up in a room, and I had my mom's little CD player, and I'd have that and try to play along to those songs and stuff.
Yeah.
That and Shania Twain, some Dixie Chicks. Well, those aren't soundtracks, but that's what I was drumming to.
There you
but
go.
no, that's good
Jackson
stuff to
5.
see. Kind of like what, because that's one cool thing I like about y'all sets. Especially we could see y'all do long ones. Y'all do those like medleys in the middle where you should run through all these popular songs and kind of like each of y'all hit one and then it kind of circles back through. I'm always like, oh yeah, they went there with that. Okay, it's like all right, kind of.
It also feels appropriate when I just saw you doing your drumming thing back here in the corner earlier.
Oh
You
yeah,
do the same thing. You put on a set list and you drum to it.
yeah, but we're not talking about me. We're talking about them. They're the guests.
True. I was just saying, like,
You cut Alex off but I love you for that. But it's a good quick deep dive though into like songs that y'all know well enough. It's like doing this, like, what do these people listen to? And you go through that medley. It's like, oh man, they're like all over the place.
That's where we're coming from, man. And so the band was just like, I think one of our strengths is everybody comes from like ultra diverse musical backgrounds, and we try to let all that kind of hang out for our, like, in the songs that we write and stuff like that. And I've always thought that was like one of our strengths is having 4 songwriters in the band that you know, are from, you know, everything from like punk and metal to like, you know, hip hop and R&B, old stuff, new stuff, you know, and so I hope that shows, you know. And
I definitely think you guys hold space really well for each other in those songs. You know, you let each other show off in different ways. It's really fun, very fun. So I think it does come across.
That's awesome. Thanks.
Well, it's cohesive, but you get a lot of different. I think for me personally, I'm drawn to a lot of bands that have multiple lead singers, to where it's kind of like it loses the redundancy. It's like, oh, I get to hear something different all the time. It kind of goes different places, but it's also coherent, where, you know, it all comes cohesive, not coherent. It's also coherent too, but.
Yeah, I think you're confused because Tara's the lead singer of the band. I want to make that clear.
I didn't think you guys had a lead singer. But
you don't mess up people with these jokes. You better stop.
No, yeah, we love passing the mic like that and keeping it. Yeah, keeps the show fresh. And like, you know, we always get somebody coming up to us and be like, "Oh, you're lead singer," and they're always talking about some different person in the band, you know.
Yeah.
And so yeah, there really isn't a lead singer. Usually the person who's singing the song is the one who wrote it. And when they bring it to the band, it's just like, all right, this is the band's song now. So, you know.
Yeah.
And everybody piles on top.
We'll listen to what you have to say, but the band's gonna do what the band's gonna do to it. You know, kind of like, yeah. you gotta be ready for that. Yeah.
Well, I think that's kind of the cool part about it too, is by having all these different people that can step into the forefront of the group, it allows your shows to never feel redundant or old at all. Like every time we've seen you, it's always been just a great show. And I feel like that, you know, in the, I guess, the folk Americana realm of music, we can get kind of redundant and tired. But when it comes to Rock Bottom, every time you guys have put something out, I'm just like amazed at that you guys pull that off live, but then that it's just so different, but yet it still feels like it's a Rock Bottom string band song. It's really cool how you guys do that every time. So I think you guys are onto something with that, and I think I'm glad that you guys appreciate it and acknowledge it and use it as a strength.
Thank you.
That was my input for the day.
We don't even want anything out of y'all. We're not just saying this.
Brian.
Promise we're not going to get off this interview and be like, hey guys, we're looking for a show. Like, no, we're being legit. Now that we sell this nice stuff, like, hey, can we hang out?
Yeah, I mean, you know, it can get to be like kind of heated sometimes. We'll get into these things and it's somebody's baby, you know, they're bringing you these lyrics and, you know, usually there's a little guitar, like there's some kind of bones to it that somebody's bringing to you. And it's like, you know, usually it's something personal, you know, and it's like, so you got, you're feeling a certain way, you know, on top of nervous. Like I'm the most nervous I ever am playing for people, in front of people, is the first time I bring a song to the band, you know. I'm like, they're gonna think this is stupid.
Right.
Oh, it has to be, like you have this whole 5 people to judge you. It's like, oh.
Yeah. These are my musical contemporaries and they hate me right now.
Yeah, and it can get and like while we're like coming up with this thing, it can be like a crucible sometimes. We're in the studio, you know, people like, you know, if somebody like is sitting there that's not part of it, or, you know, we have somebody that's kind of new to the band, they're like, is everything okay? You know, like, are they getting along? Like, you know, and it's just it is like me and Mac and Tara are like, you know, have been doing this together for 11 years. So there's like not a lot of we don't hold back for each other really much, right. You know. We're kind of like, you know, because we got a lot, we're betting heavy on this, you know. So we want to put out the best possible thing we can, you know, and sometimes it can get heated, but, you know, I think out of that we're coming up with the best possible product that we can put out, you know, like by having it that way.
Yeah, there's definitely a trust there now between all of us in the band, you know, not just me, Alex, and Matt. Like even having Sasha in the band now, like we've known Sasha for a while now. I used to play in this other band called Conway the Well from Seguin and San Marcos, and Sasha saw us playing and was like, I'm gonna play bass for y'all. And we were like, okay, cool. And so they came in and they're very, very good at everything that they do. Music wise, like they play electric guitar, bass, mandolin, keys, whatever the heck you put in front of them, they'll figure it out. Give them 15 minutes and they'll master it. But being able to hang around, not really.
Well, that's because you guys are all masters of your instruments. I'm the nervous girl that just sings in the corner.
But yeah, just watching them and hanging out with them in the music community and them finally being in the band and stuff. The same with Papa. Papa knows music. You know, he's he's probably the master of a banjo. Yeah, he'll take that title. Yeah, we have a really good trust in there when it comes to bringing the songs together, talking about like, you know, if solos sound good or this sounds, you know, good, or if the tempo is weird or too much cymbals, you know, like there's an openness that I hope other bands have, you know, I really do hope. Yeah.
It's shaking his head.
well, like, you know, I think that's pretty awesome because, you know, Sasha being the newest member of the band, I mean, they've come in and assimilated perfectly. Like that show, let's see, the one at
Black Magic?
No, the one after that, the Old Quarter show, the second Old Quarter. Yeah, that was killer. And it felt like they'd been a member of your band forever. Like they like I said, they just gelled. And I think it is true. You guys have created a very strong nucleus that it does come down to trust that you guys, like, you have to be okay with being open if you're going to be in Rock Bottom String Band. If you're not, then go find another band to be in because you're going to get as much as you give and the expectation is that you give 100%. And I think it shows. And I was blown away with, like you said, they just added so much to Rock Bottom that, you know, I was kind of apprehensive, not gonna lie. I'm a fan of Griff. Griff's a great guy. And I was like, oh no, what's going to happen? And dude, love Griff still, but Sasha they're your bass player. Like, it's amazing. It's great.
Yeah, we were a little apprehensive ourselves, kind of, we've always had an upright bass player since the very beginning. And so now we got the city bass in there. Not that Sasha couldn't play upright, you know,
right.
But all that van space.
Don't you love all that space?
And room.
So much room for activities.
That would be fit Harris kit, you know. Got room for more kit, more trash pile.
That's what's funny because after the Black Magic show is where I was like Tara does all the crazy stuff. When y'all did the War Pigs cover, I'm like, oh my god! Like if I had closed my eyes, it sounded like there were like 35 toms up there, like do-do-do-do-do-do-do. And I was like, holy shit! I was like, oh my god! Like Tara's doing metal drums with this. I was like, she could go anywhere with coffee cans. They sound like real tall. Like, do-do-do-do-do. And I'm just like, that was crazy. I blew us away. That's where it was one of those times where I was like, oh my god, like this thing could work anywhere.
Yeah, speaking of the bucket toms, Sasha's also been working, I guess we would call it a demo at this point. I don't know what it's going to be. It sounds damn good for a demo, but we've set up shop in the studio and Sasha has some recording gear and we just wanted to see like what we could come up with on our own without farming out, you know, the engineering part of it. And you know, like buying studio time.
Yeah.
And we've got this one of Mac's new songs. It's called Penitence Carousel that has some big paint bucket toms in it. And man, like you listen to the recording and it does not sound like paint buckets and coffee cans. You know, like.
Hell yeah.
So I was wondering. I mean, you know, it's a legit question. Like, is there times we're going through like testing out different buckets or things like? I need definitely. Only the lows once they move to their new thinner bucket suck down over here.
A little bit of paint left in the bottom of one of them, and it like she plays it upside on the bottom of it, of course, you know. So like when the paint peeled off the inside of the bucket and fell out, it like changed the tone.
Ruined the tone. I knew.
Yeah.
So you're like pouring paint in buckets and letting it dry in for a while. How can we put some epoxy in there that won't come out?
It's just time for new buckets.
There you go.
No, but it's great because it does kind of add that where it's like, man, okay, like if one thing changed, it would totally change it's hard like, you know, if Folgers starts using a different type of container, it's like, fuck.
You get it. So you get it. Yeah, that's literally what it's like. I can hear the change in plastics, and I think that might be on the spectrum, because I every little noise, ting, ding, thud, it's just like, ooh, oh, that sounded really good. And so, I mean, thank you, Rock Bottom, for letting me be able to use that.
Right. And on the flip side, like Alex has his guitars that are like, you know, completely like custom set up too. So
yeah,
y'all are all with all y'all's weird stuff. So
that's the sweat issue thing, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
The reason they're like that in the first place is I burned out the electronics on it, because it's like right at the little preamps, like right under my chin, you know. So
drip.
I pulled they had stopped working one day. I pulled them out, and the little box it was living in is like rusted.
Oh god.
You know, it's being sweaty. Gross. My story's grosser than Tara's,
but you know, but it's still like, what do we do? You know, what is it? How you adapt to your needs.
Yeah.
Right. Because also it's cool, man, because yours, like with using a lot of the distortion and like even using the wah at points, like it would be weird using the underbridge. So having those pickups in there with the different voicings kind of adds the ability where you can kind of walk the line between electric and acoustic.
Yeah, that's what I'm going for. You know, everything keeps getting weirder and weirder. We keep coming out with weird songs, and they keep getting weirder and weirder. And, you know, starting out, I just had nothing. It was just a guitar plugged into a tuner, and that was it. And trying to add a little bit in there, a little bit different. I know Chris Lowe, you know, I don't got like huge pedal board like Volk does, but, you know, nor can I play like that even. But yeah, you know, trying to evolve with the songs and just keep it exciting for everybody and myself and the rest of the band. And, you know, everybody's kind of working towards that. The city bass and, you know, Pop and his banjo licks are just crazy phenomenal, you know. So, you know, we're all working on it all the time. It's always changing. So
that's the thing. I guess after like 11 years of doing this, probably what do y'all do at least 100 shows a year? I mean, at least. It's got to get where it's just like, yeah, okay, you know, this thing's like an extension to me. It's no longer like, oh, I'm picking up guitar. Like, how do I play this? It's just kind of like, yeah, do. You know, that helps once you reach that point where you're playing a lot, to where it's just like, okay, I don't have to think about anything anymore. It's just like, oh, how about this little beat, or how about this little run? You're like, oh yeah, it's great. Instead of sitting down.
Yeah, you sometimes find yourself on stage thinking about like, you know, just random stuff, and I'm like, oh wait, dude. You know, you're playing the show right now. I'm not
that Kim and Health have to deal with that from me all the time. Like, whoa, what's that? What are those two people about to fight?
Can confirm.
Like, what's going on over there? And then it's like, why are you not singing? Like, oh yeah.
Someone just walked by with a dog.
Did you see that dog? Dog was sick.
I feel like when we go on like you know, like 20 plus day tours and stuff, and by the day 18, 19, like my brain, I'll be singing like a verse and be like, oh shit, I sang this already. And it'd be like, no, you didn't. That was yesterday. And like I get mixed up and messed up. It's a look. Yeah.
You are not alone.
That's what I say. There's times I like whisper to Kim. If you ever see us talk on stage, most times like, I've already sang the second verse.
What
She'll
verse?
Be like,
Yeah.
The favorite, if we were recording something one night and Kim's like, yeah, you already sang that. And I was like, okay, cool. Then we ended the song and we go back to the recording and I hadn't sang it. Kim was just like, yeah, dude,
it sounded fine.
You already did the third verse. Okay. And then we didn't. So she wasn't even paying attention. She was probably watching the same two people like looking like they were going to have some beef in the back. And it was like, ooh, we're about to see a fight.
It is frustrating. Yeah, you're on automatic pilot and then
you're like, what's our fighting song? Like, what song should we play if these people start fighting? You know, you got to be like what if I was behind Chicken Wire right now, what would I play?
No.
We've got certain I will just look over and know that I'm going to forget the words already, you know, and just mouth some words that'll jog my memory. Like, I don't even have to ask for help. You know, she already knows that I'm going to forget that part and looks over and should be like, jumping the line's always one of them. And I can't even think of the words to it right now. It's because he's not here, So.
Somebody knows that panic look that you always get.
Right,
and
that works
recognizes
great.
it right away.
Yeah, she helps us a lot with that.
Yeah.
I used to laugh.
She can remember everything. She remembers all words. She reads a lot.
Cha-cha. They're like, oh, yeah, okay. Got it.
That's great. Yeah, I'm at points like if it's not a song I sing. I remember one time like with the old band I was in, my ex-wife was like, I love this line. I was like, what song is that from? It's like, you don't know? I'm like, well, I don't sing that one. Like, no. I'm too busy like, all right, dude, I gotta do this run and see here. It's like I'm not. I play guitar in the band. Like, I didn't know.
I'm very much a lyrics person because I'm a singer, I guess. And so I think it was it last year, Health, we were talking and you were like, I don't know the words to this song. Like,
Yeah.
you play it all the time and you don't know. Like I would
He's
know the
playing his
words
part.
to
He's
something
not
I heard that
listening
much.
to you.
But I didn't think about that because I don't have additional things that I do. You guys are really way more talented than I am.
Well, the problem with my instrument though, man, is I don't have frets to line up on. Mm-hmm. So if I'm not paying attention, I'm all over the place, man.
I always feel proud of you when you look up and glance up and smile because I'm like, he knows where he's at. He feels confident right now. He looked up.
Got this. So another thing worth talking about that, we've enjoyed and something that I think most people do, and especially when Sasha came in the fold, y'all are some of some of the nicest people we know. Like y'all are real friendly. Like y'all never once made, I noticed it with other people too. Like there's never a point where it's like, like we're this band and who are you? It's just like, hey buddies, what's up? How are y'all? Y'all belong here just like we do. And it was just, we're always kind of like, we first met y'all, was kind of like, everybody else knows everybody, and we're just these weird people that showed up, and it was just like, hey, what's up? Jump in, we're here to party, we're here to have some fun. Like, what's up? We're gonna rock tonight. This is gonna be great. So, I think that's what I was getting at is that, y'all have had some member turnovers. Y'all do travel a lot and see a lot of people. So, have y'all always been is this something y'all learned through the band? Have y'all always just been people who are just like, dude, come hang out, man. Like, we're just accepting of everybody.
Yeah, I think so. I think maybe the ones that aren't in the band anymore are probably a little bit more, have their limits. But yeah, we love what we do. We're living the dream. And I don't feel like, me personally, I don't feel like, why am I mad? Why should I be mad right now? Or why should I have any ill feelings? We're all trying to do the same thing and get to the same place, and let's have a good time on the way.
Sorry. What?
Go ahead.
Oh, no, that's one of the things I enjoyed, like, when we first met. Because when we first met y'all, it was very much just like, hey, what's up? Like, there was no even, like, apprehension, like, we don't know y'all. It was just like, what up? Like, here's this. How's everything been going? Just like you're starting, like, almost like this interview. Like, we're just hanging out and talking. Like, what's up? And then, like, when y'all brought Sasha the first time to Black Magic, they were just like, hey, what's up? You know them, so therefore we're all buddies. And I think I spent, like, half the night talking about fixing guitars and stuff with Sasha. They were just like, yeah. I was like, all right, cool. There was not even a second of feeling each other out, like, hey, do I know you? It was just like, we're all buddies here. So it was nice. And like I said, it's always been a vibe we got from the band. So it's, I don't know, just one of those things that just more of a thank you than me tearing y'all, like, interrogating y'all. It's just.
Yeah, man. I mean, I would say that, the band kind of got together that way. Like, we're all like, let's hang out. We're just here to hang out, and then it's just like a 11-year hang that's gotten way out of control. Everywhere we go, we're just like little puppy dogs that are just like, man, we just want to come and, hang out and play music with y'all. You guys play music. We're best friends, we get to just met people, and it can get a little awkward sometimes when we run into bands that aren't like that,
Oh, there are bands that are not like that? Oh.
There's a few, yeah.
Now and then, like we'll run into to bands that we don't know them and they don't know us, but we're like, you guys are musicians, we're musicians, we're obviously best friends now, and they're like, no, we're serious musicians, and we don't, we're gonna sit in the green room, we're not gonna talk to anybody, we're gonna get on, that's never been our vibe, and I like it. I like the way we do it. It's not like calculated or anything. It's just like who we are or whatever. So, for better or worse, sometimes,
Yeah.
Well, I think that type of attitude, that kind of like all engrossing, encompassing, pulling people in. That's led to you guys being able to book, all over the country, because people are like, well, shit, these guys are not assholes. So yeah, I want to play shows with them. They're coming through my town. Yeah, I'll help them out. I think more bands should adhere to that, because you guys are probably never out on the road by yourself. You're probably a couple of hours away from someone, just given the fact that you guys have made such an effort to be such nice people. And it goes a long way, man. I really do think more people should think about that and think about just the kind of the persona that their band puts out there, because yeah, you can be the tough guy, whatever, but at the end of the day, if you're broke down in the middle of nowhere, Iowa, if you've been a nice person, somebody, they're probably gonna go out of the way to help you out.
Then on the flip side of that, y'all also, Alex got the guns out, Papa's got the hair down in his face. You're also kind of like, these dudes could also probably stab me if it came down to it. So they're really nice, but we can't let shit go south because they'd probably beat me down.
True. You don't want to mess with us.
I know karate.
He's probably got a screwdriver in his boot that he'll just like, something like.
It's like a balance.
We have been broke down in the middle of Kansas in the freezing weather. And couldn't move the bus, and had some friends of friends reach out and get us towed and fed us and gave us a place to stay that night. And yeah, we were in tears that night because of that. Like, oh my God, I can't believe people are so nice to us. But that happened to us.
Being cool paid off.
You reap what you sow, man.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's sweet.
Jinx.
Peach Coke, you owe me a Coke.
Just makes me feel smart that I did say the same thing a teacher said. I was like,
an art teacher. Make sure you put the proper nomenclature on that, sir.
It cheapens it when I say art teacher.
Sorry, buddy. I majored in a hobby.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah, let's look. All right, I think it is time.
It's time for what?
Is it time?
It's time.
It's time.
Oh,
all right. Final question time. Here we go. You two ready?
They look terrified. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, so give us a list of 3 to 5 bands. They can be local, they can be mid-level, no Taylor Swifts, but 3 to 5 bands you feel that people should know about. If you're not listening to them, they should be listening to them. So go for it.
Cool.
Harry, you do one and I'll do one, and then we'll go back.
The Madisons.
Nice one.
They rock. The songwriting, amazingly. They should be so freaking famous. They're like a 27-piece band. Just kidding. It's like 9 or 11. It's been a long time since I counted, but they are amazing. Y'all should know them. They're from Texas, Austin.
Awesome.
Yeah, I've seen their name, so all right.
Yeah.
I guess I would say let's do Volk, Nashville, Tennessee. Good friends, good people. Also, it was like staying at an all-inclusive resort when we went over there and crashed with Elliot and Chris, and they took such good care of us. And we got to play in their backyard, and their songs are rad. They're doing a cool thing. Yeah, check out Volk.
Awesome. So we
Second
got
that.
the Madisons and Volk, VOLK.
Yeah. I got to see them years ago at Nature's Brewing Company. Oh, yeah, we saw y'all that time.
We saw
and they
you guys
played there. We went because my friend Tom was like, dude, I saw them. They played with Professor Fuzz. We should go. And they just killed. And it was like, hi, everybody. How are y'all? My name's Sam. They were real good. That was great. How about when you're 7 inches?
Nerd. Chris said the thing back like, oh, I'm Chris. Nice to meet you.
Right. Hey, man.
Yeah.
All right, Tara.
You got another band?
All right.
You're back up.
Conway the Well.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know Alex is wearing the shirt, and then you took it from him.
Oh, yeah. Cool. Yeah. Awesome songwriting, rock and roll. Sasha's in the band still. Yeah, it's great music. These songs will get stuck in your head, so be careful.
Okay.
Yeah, Conway the Whale. Tara's plugging her old bands.
Oh.
That's how good he is, man.
Good, man.
It's good music. Yeah, I'm not even in it anymore, and
Still thinking about
they
them,
deserve.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They just put out a record not too long ago. I don't know, was it in 23 or what? I don't know, but it's called "The Wave You Love," and it's some songs that have been going around for a long time, and then finally got them recorded, and they are great. I mean, people were making bootleg record of Conway the Whale and like passing them around.
Nice.
So it's on that level. Dang,
Okay.
now I'm homeless, right?
Check them out.
I got this is like a lot of pressure. I don't want to like let anybody down, man. Tara, I was gonna say Conway. I should have known you were gonna say Conway.
What do you listen to that you really like that you think other people should hear?
Doesn't even have to be people you know. It's just somebody who's like, oh hey.
Yeah. Let's say one of our go-tos in the bus when there's like low morale and we need like a pick-me-up. We always save the Hatchetations by Carrie Nation and the Speakeasy album for that. So you should listen to some Carrie Nation and the Speakeasy. Also, I think Pop would be proud of me for saying that. So
Totally.
That's the first time they've been mentioned on here, and they're a great band. So, all right.
Yeah, they're absolutely killer. And they're about to put out another record too, called Logos. That's coming out pretty soon.
Nice.
So I'm stoked about that.
All right, Terry, you got one more? Or you out?
I mean, I got probably like 12 more, but let's go with Possessed by Paul James.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, like that. He's just an amazing guy, and the music is just, man, it hits you right in the soul. Good stuff. Amazing to watch. He really seems possessed.
Yeah.
It's an amazing show.
My wife loves that guy.
My wife too.
I get jealous when she's at his show. I'm like, hey,
I'm a musician.
I play music.
I play music.
Dude, one of mine and Marty's first dates, we went to a Possessed by Paul James show, and he recognized us from the time we met him at Chaos Radio, and he was like, "Hey, Rock Bottom String Band, right?" And I was like, "Oh, proud, like, yeah,
right. This is who you're dating,
remember
babe. This is what's up."
See, babe. Yeah. So thanks, Conrad.
Right?
And plus, when you go out and someone gets it, like, I remember one of my moments where I knew I really liked Kim was we went and saw Malcolm Holcomb, and Kim was just like, oh, shit. And I was like, okay, good. Like, she got it.
Yeah.
So, bringing someone to see Conrad, and they're like, yes. And you're like, okay, good. Yeah, that's right. Yes, that's the right answer.
Pass the
like,
first test.
Well, right. If they're like, this sucks, and you're like, ooh.
No second date.
Right. I don't know where do we go from here?
We could be friends.
Right. Be like our band, right? All right, I think then we have to force Alex to do one more, right? Because you've done 3.
Yeah.
Make it
Tara.
even.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'll do a local band here in San Marcos. In work. So I didn't do any local bands yet, right?
Yeah.
So there's a band called Kairos from San Marcos, Texas. I'm a terrible speller, but I think it's Kairos, right?
Yeah.
All right. Those guys are really good. They're all super beautiful, and they are putting in work, doing the same thing we are. Just grinding through being an underground band, trying to get some attention. And they just put out a super rad music video for a song called "I'm So Pretty," I think is what it's called. But if you look up Kairos, check out that video, and they deserve some love.
Nice.
Yeah, they're out there grinding on the road too. So shout out Kairos. What up?
Excellent.
All right. Well, on that note, is there anything y'all would like to add? Anything you want us to know about? You got anything? I know you guys had the new live album come out.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, live record. It was kind of like a 10-year anniversary party. We recorded local spot called The Porch, and came out pretty good. You can't tell that we were super drunk by the end of it. So that,
We can never tell. No, I'm kidding.
Well, it's kind of like the thing, when you take if you study while drinking, you should take your test while drinking. So it's kind of that. That's what y'all do.
It ended up being a long set, and before we edited it down, and we have a raw cut of the whole show. It's like, oh man, dude, we are goofy. But once we clipped it down a little bit, then it sounded a little bit more well put together. But yeah, the live record, man, I feel like the vibe really comes across in that, and we're pushing that one. And we also put out a studio album called Always Forward, Never Straight this year back in June, and a bunch of brand new songs. So
yeah, which is an excellent record. We do That was in the car, listened many times.
Yep.
So good.
Brad, thank you guys. Yeah. We got a couple of videos for that album.
You did. We talked about that with Elaine. Yeah, actually, I had Jeannie Holmes and video for 10.
Yeah, we had the Queen.
Yeah, we got the Queen in the video.
Yeah, it was a good time. We shot that one in Colorado, and then we did a music video for In This Life that we shot here on my property here in Seguin, and that one was a fun one. We got a local photographer from San Marcos, Christopher Paul Cardoza, to direct that one for us. Local celeb right there.
Yeah,
that was a good fun times. Yeah, we had good times.
It's a great video. It came out really cool.
Yeah, y'all
like
been
all the old
busy.
houses and stuff. And that was the song I remember, like, first time we saw it, it was like, oh shit, like these dudes are going like next level with this. Like, there's a lot of stuff happening in that song. I mean, it was like, yeah, man, they're really good. And that was one where it was like, oh, so like they ain't afraid to do anything. Okay, so let's do this.
Well,
yeah.
I think what was so crazy about hearing that, because I think y'all had just finished, y'all said, recording that song that like right the week that y'all played with us for the first time. And I remember hearing that song and being like, if it sounded that good live, what the hell does it sound like on the album? And I was like, it sounds just as good on the album. I was like, holy shit, like these guys are badass. like I was like, dang, and they're our friends. We're so lucky.
That's the way we feel listening to everybody, man. I wish my brain worked better. So many bands, I just go on and on, but on the spot,
Yeah.
And I don't know when this is coming out, but we're gonna be running on the road a little bit here coming up very soon. So if it's out by the February 9th,
it'll be on February 7th will be the release date of this one. Or no, wait, hold up. I'm lying to you.
Really?
It will be out on January 31st.
Okay, cool.
So in 16 days.
We'll be in Houston on February 9th and at the Black Magic Social Club with Shame on Me.
Nice.
So we got to listen to their podcast too when they were on here. That was awesome. That band shook our world, man. That was a rap show.
Could have said them when I was saying a band to listen to. Shame on me. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, they were like, I saw them on like the internet and shit, and it was just like, oh shit. Like, we kind of like have forced ourselves upon them. Like, hi. Like at all their shows, like, be our friends, please. We're here. But yeah, they're killer. We love them.
So where are you going after Houston?
Home.
Oh, okay.
That'd be the last day of our tour. That day.
So you guys going on at what? 10 days? 15? How long are you going out?
It'd be like 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
It'd be like 2 weeks coming up through, coming out of East Texas, heading through Arkansas, Alabama, maybe touching Florida a little bit, just a tip, and then swinging back through New Orleans.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we'll be in New Orleans on the day before Fat Tuesday, so we'll see about that.
Interesting.
At the St. Rock Tavern. That's one of our favorite spots down there. Shout out Miss Martha. What up, girl?
Yeah.
But yeah, you can always find out what we're doing. We keep the website pretty tight-ish on that kind of stuff. Social media, all that kind of stuff. You can see where we're going to be at. We got a couple of bands coming our way to do some Texas touring with us. Our friends Dimension Bill Edwards from Kansas City that we love.
That's what we should have said too.
Yeah, listen to Dimension Bill Edwards. And we also got a Louisiana band called Dirty Rotten Snake in the Grass that's coming over from New Orleans to come hang out this spring and do a run of shows with us. And you can find all that stuff on our on the internet and shit.
Right on.
So,
Awesome.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Thank y'all for coming and hanging out, man. Taking part of this icy cold day to come be like blah blah blah, have us hound y'all and tell y'all how great y'all are.
Yeah.
Thank you for inviting us. And all you guys.
Fun.
You guys are doing
Yeah.
I've been listening to the podcast pretty steady since you guys are doing it. I love hearing from Elaine and I love hearing from Chris Barnes. We know them guys from back in the day, and some people I ain't never heard of from the Houston area, talking to the Jolsif, right? From the old quarter.
Josepher.
Yeah. He says it's Joel, but I think it's short for Joshua. No, that's super. You guys are doing a super rad thing. Spending all the time putting the spotlight on the underground like that, man. It's hard to get attention out here in the world, and we appreciate y'all for putting in extra time and effort.
That goes both ways, man. You know, you got to have people willing to talk about themselves, and to us, a lot of people are like, I don't want to talk about me. So, but we're glad, man. There's so much killer music out there that it's sad there's not enough outlets really for everybody to find out about it. So, doing our best.
Yeah, for sure.
Keep it up.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank y'all very
Rocking.
much.
Thank y'all. Love you guys. We appreciate y'all for always being so nice and accepting of us, and vice versa, man. You know, well, hopefully we'll see y'all in February for sure.
Hell yeah.
At the show. And for all those dates, you will have heard them in the intro of the episode. I'll be sure to run through all the Rock Bottom dates to let y'all know.
Sweet.
And,
Thank you.
happy last
you,
day of
guys.
January. Wink, wink, you know. And cool, man. We'll talk to y'all next time. Hopefully we'll come back in the future. That way we'll bring in Mac and Papa next time. That way spread it out so we can have multiple Rock Bottom shows. So
There you go.
Cool.
and Sasha, we can do it. We can do a threesome next time, or a fivesome. Or whatever. I know, right?
Whoa.
Sounds
Whoa.
more exciting than it'll be.
Bye.
All right, y'all. Thanks for listening to this episode of Music in the Minor League. Hope you enjoyed our conversation with Alex and Tara. We sure did. It was a great one. Love those guys. And remember, they'll be here in Houston on February 9th at Black Magic Social Club with Shame on Me. It's going to be a great show. We cannot recommend it enough. One last time, if you like the show, make sure you tell some friends about it. Share it on social media. If you're a band that wants to come on and do an interview, let us know. We'd love to talk to you. And with that, we're going to leave you with one more track from Always Forward, Never Straight. This one's called Reefer Farm Breakdown. We hope you dig it, and we'll see you next time, man. Talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.
Let me tell you a story about way back when for the medibles and vaping pens. About a couple boys, call them Al and Zed, almost wound up in the federal pen. Well, them two fellas thought they was cool, too cool for work, too cool for school. Without no cash and ladies' best, they had to think a way to get some fast. They thought it wouldn't do no harm, so they started a big old reefer farm in a little house down by the creek, and they was shooting for about a pound a week. Before they knew it, they was really growing. They had furs brewing and lights glowing. They could find her frog hairs up until them coppers got a hold of the electric bill. Well, over all the green river need, a little bit of dirt, water, and seed. Step away from growing cash on trees. Fuck it, man, let's grow some goddamn weed. They cornered Jesse James the way they busted in with their pistols aimed. They hauled on the floor for you get shot.
Now tell us where you hid all that pot.
Them haters, they was really proud. They said they busted up a big drug compound, and the paper spread the news all around how they took old Al and Zed downtown. Well, over all the green we were need, a little bit of dirt, water, and seed. It's foolproof plan, I tell you, yes sirree. Fucking man, let's grow some goddamn weed. Looking pretty bleak when they was laid up in county for a couple weeks. It was the worst idea they ever thought of. Caught a felony possession of marijuana. Their cold dick came ahead to face their fears. They were staring down the barrel of 20 years, but they should have seen them old coppers' face when the judge said they illegally searched the place. Well, come on, show some leniency. When like they're selling coke or PCP, then boys don't deserve the penitentiary. Come on, man, it's just a little weed. Getting high in the mountains, getting high by the sea, getting high in the north, south, east, and west. Everybody's growing their own weed, man. Everybody's growing their own weed. Everybody's growing their own weed. Oh, I tell you what, man, God dang it. Oh, it's too easy.